Hello everyone, Sableye here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to jump on the ladder with a Ceruledge team that I've been using for the last little bit. It's pretty solid, it's been doing some work, and I just want to use Ceruledge today. So Ceruledge definitely has potential. We're rocking a bulk up set on this one. Of course, if you are looking for the rental, that will be released later in the video. Paste, of course, will be released down below as always. Now, we're going to get Terruxer here, and part of me wants to say that Ceruledge is a worse Annihilate because I am running a bulk up set here, but it's also one of those ones, it has a different concept than Annihilate, right? Like your Flash Fire, and I don't think I could have had a better matchup for it. This is actually gorgeous. Like this matchup that's in front of us right now is absolutely beautiful, where Annihilate would have struggled with potentially the Armourouge if they got something like Trick Room up. Right? Ceruledge is fine. Or if they got Trick Room up and Torkoal would have started dropping eruptions, Annihilate would not have appreciated that. But Ceruledge right now has no issues being on the field. The concern, though, on the other hand, is probably the Ceruledge of their own. Probably becomes the issue now. So we're going to go Hydreigon, because I think leading Hydreigon Ceruledge into a Trick Room team like this is amazing. The biggest concern is probably the Sylveon, so I'm going to bring Amoonguss. I know it's not ideal, but I am going to bring Amoonguss, and I almost want to go Rotom. As much as I hate Rotom in this matchup, I think it's required to help beat the Ceruledge, the Armourouge, the T-Tar. Like, Rotom is probably the mon I would drop from this team if I were to make edits to it, but I'm pretty much done editing this exact variant of the team, so. But if you guys are willing to make changes, probably drop Rotom. Maybe Garchomp goes Rock Slide instead of Swords Dance, because you already Life Orb. You want to be able to hit the flying types. Other than that, I'd say the team's pretty solid. But we're going to see Armourouge and Sylveon. I've been hovering around 500 with it on streams, so it's been doing pretty well. Okay, and this is what Snarl is for. This is a nice little Snarl, and I'm going to click Bulk Up because I really don't care. I worry a little bit about like Yawn Sylveon. But if Sylveon just decides to click Hyper Voice, that gives me my free switch in to Amoonguss. And honestly, I might Terra Amoonguss this game, which I know is dumb, and I know it's wild, but it will allow me to survive the Torkoal attacks if I need to, and potentially Spore it, which is very, very nice. But we're going to see the Terra on the Armourouge immediately. Going to Terra Dark. I respect it. I think that's arguably the better move. Arguably one of the best ones right now, considering Dark type's going to be what's hitting you. Sylveon's going to protect. It's going to be a Trick Room. I think we're all under the impression that it's going to be a Trick Room. But we're going to get the Snarl up. They can go ahead and Trick Room. I'm going to get my Bulk up on Ceruledge, and that puts us in a pretty solid spot, especially if we get the drop. Beautiful. And there's the Bulk up. So the question is, do I want to switch hard into Amoonguss? And I think the answer is yes. I really have no reason not to go make the hard switch into Amoonguss. There's the Trick Room. Okay. Cannot complain about this. Now the only problem is I obviously still cannot click Bitter Blade into the Flash Fire Armourouge on their end, but I think we'll be alright. So they reveal Leftovers, but I think I just go straight into Amoonguss. I can Spore that next turn. It should be safe to switch in, and a Bitter Blade Sylveon, I think. Yeah, just get most of the health back. Any damage they're going to do to me, I'll get back with a Bitter Blade, and then from there we'll be alright. And my concept here, right, is that even if they hard call the fact that Amoonguss is coming in this slot, they really can't pick up the KO. Like, Hyper Voice doesn't do much. Armourouge being at -1 is going to do, even if they Armor Cannon, it should not be taking out my Amoonguss. Like, I'd be shocked if it did. So this should be expanding for us, and it's not even going to be in the terrain. So I should be able to survive this easily with the Ceruledge, because Ceruledge is an absolute beast. Bitter Blade going into Sylveon. It's going to come shy of the knockout, which I expected, but I was kind of hoping it would be in sneak range. But I guess it might be in sneak range anyways. I think this is just Spore. We'll see. I think it's Spore Armourouge 100% of the time. It's more so a question of, do I want to Shadow Sneak? And I think the answer is just yes. There's really no reason for me not to here. With Ceruledge, I'm inclined to believe they benched Torkoal. Yeah, Sylveon's going to go down. Armourouge is going to get put to sleep, and I'll eventually get through this. Like, there's not much I see them doing here. Like, I don't know how they get out of this. I think Torkoal's their best bet, but if Torkoal's their best bet, they're just leaving my Armourouge on the field for free. And I will Terra Blast their Armourouge because I have no choice. but it's going to be the T-Tar. Okay, so I spore that too, I think. The only concern I have is if they decide to be Lumberry or something along those lines. I'm still going to spore... Oh, wrong slot. I'm going to spore and Terra Blast it, I think. Might as well go grass. Might as well get the damage. They can't... I was going to say I worry they Terra Flying, but they can no longer Terra Flying thanks to the fact that they already Terra'd their Armourouge on turn 1. And right now their Armourouge cannot hurt my Ceruledge, nor can I really hurt them, so... But I think I have the upper hand, maybe, perhaps? Tough to say. I've got the bulk up off and Earth Sleep, so... I would say I have the upper hand. Maybe I'm wrong. Amoonguss is going to spore. There is no safety goggles on it, which I didn't expect. The Lumberry is probably more likely, if anything. Nope, we're not going to see that. T-Tar is going to take a nice little nap right here. Armourouge could wake up, but nope, it's not going to be able to do so. And, I mean, T-Tar at +1, it's not going to die. Does it die to this? Because, like, I am Grass type. It might kill, honestly. Close enough. You know what? It didn't get the KO, but it's putting it in Shadow Sneak range, and that's all that matters right now. I'm happy with that. Policy's a little concerning, but they're still asleep. Is it better for Amoonguss just to take that KO instead? I think so. I think I get more... do I? I get the same amount of damage off respectively. I think I go the other way. I think Shadow Sneak picks up the KO. Pollen Puff for more damage that way. And I Shadow Sneak over here, I think. I'm risking a little bit that Shadow Sneak might miss this KO, but I refuse to believe it. I mean, T-Tar's pretty low, and we're +1. I believe Shadow Sneak does like 20% to the entire meta at that point, unless it's like super resisted. But Pollen Puff's going to come out into Armourouge, going to take it, which is fine. Also, this is funny that I came up with the question of the day. I come up with the questions of the day, just to let you know, before the video. And we came up with which Pokemon do you like better, Ceruledge or Armourouge? And we have 3 of them in this game. We got 2 Ceruledge and 1 Armourouge, which I think is pretty funny to see for the first matchup. But anyways, they're going to be lefties. I mean, I'm just sitting here. Like, I have no issues sitting here with Armourouge, with Ceruledge right now. Twisted Dimensions do return to normal. That puts me in a pretty good spot. It's going to be, there's their Ceruledge. All right. You want to talk about things that we're going to have trouble hitting? So they did hit the Amoonguss here. I'm going to pivot out, I think, straight into Rotom. I think it's a pretty safe pivot. Resets my Amoonguss as well. And I will start dropping Shadow Sneaks into their Ceruledge here. Just to get the damage off. The more damage we get off right now, the better. And before they get the bulk ups off as well. I don't know if they're faster than us. We are +1 to do about 40-60%. Never mind. I was going to say 40 to 60%, but I'm very wrong. Rotom eats that very well. Of course, they are going to get enough health to survive the sand, but that's fine. And this is why bulk up is nice, because I just sat here. They literally could not pressure me. They put Trick Room up, I got Sylvia, I got Amoonguss in, and they just did nothing. They had nothing for Ceruledge, and it was just GG. And it feels the same with Annihilate. I know I'm making that comparison a lot, but Annihilate, which I used in the last video, so if you missed out on that one, definitely check that out. But it just feels like when you get the bulk up off, if they don't have anything to hit you, it's disgusting, especially with like Ceruledge, because it gets health back, right? Like Annihilate, it's a little bit tougher to recover the HP. But with Ceruledge, you just Bitter Blade. Like, you saw how much damage I did to Sylveon. They chipped me down to 50%, and I destroyed it. I mean, Annihilate does get the Drain Punch, but doesn't do nearly as much as the +1 Bitter Blade, in my opinion. But maybe I'm just wrong. We'll Hydro Pump. Thunderbolt's fine. This is GG. There's nothing they can do. That's their best bet at this point. Rotom eats. If I haven't eaten my Citrus Berry, I'll eat it now, but I think I ate it last turn during the whole Annihilate explanation. But Ceruledge is gone. Thunderbolt's not going to kill, but at this point, it's a 4v1. I don't really know what Armourouge does to win this game. Do I preserve the 4-0? I think I definitely do if I can. Looks like Rotom's just going to live. Rotom's faster, so I just Thunderbolt. What am I doing? Don't even need to protect it. I was gonna say protect it to preserve the 4-0, but Armourouge goes down to a Thunderbolt here. Now they could protect to gain health back. I don't think it's worth it for them. Well, it's terrible. But let's find out. Like at this point, there's 4 Pokemon to your 1 Armourouge. It's just not gonna be enough, no matter how much you get back from leftovers. I'm faster with both of mine. You don't have a big attacking move that's going to give you the health back. There's nothing you can do here in my opinion. This should be a forfeit or just let it go down. Alright, not going to complain. You cannot complain about the first way to start that. They got the shiny Sylveon. Let's go. Alright, but anyways, besides the point. I mean, I really like Ceruledge here. I think the back end of the team needs work. Like, I think Grim, Ceruledge, arguably Amoonguss and AV Hydreigon I think are correct. Garchomp and Rotom could definitely be replaced in my opinion. I haven't really been bringing them to a lot of games. That was the rare one you're going to see me bring Rotom to. As I say that, watch, I'm going to bring another one. It's just on paper, Rotom Wash it looks so good on paper. And then you use it and it's like, I just missed 4 Hydro Pumps in the last 2 battles. I'm going to cry, you know? But we're going to get Wayne here at 1300. Wayne, what do you got for us? More Torkoal. Alright, so Meowscarada is the biggest concern I would say for this team. Because it forces me to bring things that I don't necessarily want to bring to this matchup. Like in this instance, I kind of have to bring Hydreigon. Although as much as I'd love to bring Hydreigon anyway, so I'm going to do it anyways. Like Hydreigon, Ceruledge are coming, especially for the Torkoal. But I am forced into Amoonguss. So I'm going to actually go Hydra Amoonguss. Going to bring the Ceruledge in the back because I still think it's a very good Pokemon. And I need to have something for King Gambit. And that's where this problem becomes. And I think I'm going to have to go Garchomp for it. I don't love bringing Garchomp here, but I think it's my best option. So if I had to guess, it's going to be something along the lines of Meowscarada and... Did they have a Trick Room setter? I think they did, right? I'm not... Yeah, they had Farigiraf. It's going to be something like Meowscarada, Farigiraf, in my opinion, but we'll see. They've got the sleeping shiny Charizard on the field. Alright. This I'm okay with because they have to pick one to fake out. In my opinion, you have to pick Amoonguss. Now, you might fake out Hydreigon. This is tough. Because realistically, Hariyama's a problem. I'm going to Dark Pulse. I'll let them get the Trick Room up. I'm going to actually spore the Hariyama. If they give it to me. They should fake out Amoonguss though. Yeah. They should fake out Amoonguss. I should have maybe chipped this Hariyama because that is the problem here. Farigiraf doesn't scare me, but it's going to survive as well. Get the Trick Room up. Get the Trick Room up. I don't get it. I really don't understand that one. Like, I'm sitting here with an Amoonguss. I don't understand it at all. I'm going to Snarl because I don't think they're going to Wide Guard ever. And I'm just going to Rage Powder. I mean, Amoonguss will probably go down, which is a little concerning. But if they go for something like a close combat instead, trying to kill my Hydreigon, yeah, okay. Amoonguss might, okay, Amoonguss isn't going to take. But I do get free Snarl damage up and get rid of the Farigiraf here, which is just beautiful in my opinion. Rocky Helmet Chip as well. It's going to be Hyper Voice. Amoonguss might survive because they don't go for the Psychic move, and it is going to do so. Snarl is going to come out, kill the Farigiraf, and just leave Hariyama fairly low. I mean, I don't agree with that close combat at all. It's still going to be tough to get out of, especially if they did bring something like the Ceruledge. If they brought the Torkoal. Because neither of my 2 Pokemon on the field right now can protect. There's the Torkoal. I think I save Amoonguss. And do I just let Hydreigon go? Because even if I Terra, I'm dying to the grass move. So I'm going to let Hydreigon go. If they give me the chance to click Dark Pulse into... Torkoal doesn't scare me. So I'm going to try and just Heat Wave, I guess. And that should kill the Hariyama in the sun. And I'm going to go into Ceruledge, expecting... If they knock off Amoonguss, good for them. But I really think it's just going to be close combat and Eruption here. And the close combat should go into the Hydreigon slot to finish it off because Amoonguss is dead to an Eruption. So that's the way I look at this. Right? It's... Amoonguss is dead to an Eruption. They should, in theory, be targeting Hydreigon with a close combat. Hydreigon should survive this because I am Assault Vested. It shouldn't be too big of a concern. I'm going to die to the close combat though. But I'm saying if they punish me and they catch my Ceruledge switch in, it's not the end of the world because I'm still killing the Hariyama in the end game. Or for the end game, I should say. So it's not terrible as long as Hydreigon does survive this. Hydreigon does survive this. Should be a close combat into it. They knocked off, which I don't get. Like, in my opinion, I guess they were calling the fact that I'd switch that slot out, but it's useless for me there. I don't know. I think if you're going to knock off, I think you hit the Amoonguss slot. Now, granted, maybe they're predicting Protect on Amoonguss, so doubling that slot makes sense. Maybe they expect to get the kill there anyways with the knockoff, which was pretty close, so perhaps that is the case. And we're going to see the Shiny King Gambit. Mad respect for that. I do love myself. The Shiny King Gambit looks amazing. Still have no Protects, by the way, I'm going to add here. How many turns of Trick Room are there? Garchomp's my win con here. 100% of my 100%. Garchomp is what I have to set up to win. You know, the buttons are the same from Scarlet and Violet, from Sword and Shield, but I still can't click them properly. We're gonna just Heat Wave here, I think. Yeah, I'll Heat Wave. See if they give me this. I mean, I'm gonna lose both. King Gambit doesn't scare me. They've already Terra, so they're guaranteed locked into Steel typing here. It's more so a thing of... Okay, cool. Cool, I called the Sucker Punch. I guess in theory, I could have clicked Bulk Up to try and call it. In theory, clicking Bulk Up is the better position. Let Hydreigon go down. But I just expected them to be slower and click a Dark move. I don't know why they felt the need to Sucker Punch. You know? Like, I don't understand why they felt the need to click Sucker Punch. Because in my opinion, it wasn't gonna ever kill me. I might just Terra Grass and Protect Chomp, honestly. Because there's one more turn of room, right? Yeah. I'm gonna Protect, and I'm gonna Terra Grass right here and go Bitter Blade to get damage back. Because if they click Eruption, which they kind of have to do, because it's their best way to kill Garchomp, I'm genuinely confused as to why the Sucker Punch. Unless they're like max speed. Unless they're max speed King Gambit and they think that my Ceruledge is going to be slower. In which case then I guess it's kind of fair. But I don't know if I get it at all. Like it still just doesn't make sense to me. Like you got to assume King Gambit's going to be slower here. To be able to go first in Trick Room. At least that's my opinion. But we're going to see Garchomp protect that last turn of Trick Room away. I'm going to attempt the Bulk Up, seeing if we can catch a Sucker Punch this time. Torkoal's going to... See what I mean? There's no Sucker Punch. Right? Like, it just didn't make sense. Like, this is what should have happened in the last turn. Right? Okay, the Iron Head makes sense there because they're trying to kill off Garchomp, which I get. But now I get a free Bulk Up off. So, this game should be over. Oh, I Bitter Bladed. Never mind. I thought I clicked Bulk Up. Doesn't matter. We're going to get the W. Anyways, the crit, it's in the sun. There's no way that crit mattered. I mean, even if it did, it was dead anyways. At this point, I can actually Earthquake beside my own Ceruledge, and they can't win. And we'll take it down. And Ceruledge is going to go for the nice, clean 2-0 in today's episode. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Ceruledge putting in the finest of work. Two very, very good matchups. And this is why I love Ceruledge. It just sees Torkoal, and it says, no, I'm sorry, you have been invalidated. And like, when you played the game for as long as I have, you've seen Torkoal since it got access to Drought. It's been around, you know. You had the Lilligant Torkoals from way back when. You had it a little bit at the beginning of this format as well. So just being able to walk in with Ceruledge and kind of invalidate Torkoal entirely just feels so nice. Rental team on the screen for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. And of course, if you did enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. Of course, I will stop rambling now and I will catch you all in a future video.